the AFF book making process from start to finish. So I got an email, and I thought it was a scam. To understand, I get a decent amount of emails every month. That is not me bragging. Anyway, so I got this email and it was like, hey, I think your channel's really cool and I'm an editor for this publishing company and I think you could do a really good job writing a book and we would love to publish it for you. And I was like, oh, well, obviously that's a scam. Surely nobody would think that I'm good enough to do anything that amazing. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just go along with this in case it's not a scam, but I'm pretty sure it's a scam. Let's see what happens. And so then we talked some more and it was like, oh, this might not be a scam. So we set up a video call. And I was like, okay, well, they're being pretty upfront about this, so surely it's not a scam, right? And so I met them, and it wasn't a scam; it was real. And I was like, oh my gosh, they actually want me to write a book. So we had the meeting. It was literally like, hey, do you want to write a book for us? There wasn't even a concept, right? So we did some brainstorming. It was maybe an hour video call. I had already had quite a few things in my mind of stuff that I wanted to do for the channel, but didn't know how to make those come to life. So we settled on obscure animals, and the reason I settled on that was because it's really, really difficult to make videos when I don't have any access to even just images of the animals that we're discussing. It was like, oh, well, this is an opportunity to take a whole bunch of animals that I, for all intents and purposes, would not ever have the opportunity to talk about on the show, but still be able to bring them to light and discuss them more openly and more thoroughly. So I was really excited. So I made a list of, I don't even quite remember exactly how many it was at the end. It was, let's just say, around 70 animals, different groups, right? So we had mammals, we had reptiles, amphibians, fish, birds, all the groups that we typically do on AFF. And so while I was making that list, I tried really hard while making that list to make sure that we would still have an image of the animal. And so that ended up kind of narrowing it down more. I couldn't get so obscure that there wasn't any kind of visual representation of the animal accessible to us. So we could have gone more obscure is what I'm saying. We could go really obscure if we wanted to. But then you wouldn't have any pretty pictures to look at, and we wanted there to be pretty pictures. I sent them that list and they were like, okay, yep, sounds good. I collected all of the pictures for the book. It was easier for me to do it because I already know all the different websites that I use to find images of different animals. So I did that first. I got all of the images first because I wanted to make sure, for sure, we had good images that we could use for all of the animals before I started writing, because I didn't want to write something and then us not be able to use it. I ended up writing too many. If you pre-order the book before it comes out, you can get that supplementary PDF. You'll actually get that before the book is released. All the more reason to go order it right now so that you get all of the extra, all of the cool stuff that got cut out of the book. You will get to see that if you go order it now, as opposed to when it comes out, as it'll be out towards the end of November. So you have a little bit of time, just a little bit of time to get that. After I got all the pictures, I was like, okay, cool, I have enough pictures for all these. So then I just started researching and writing. I've been writing for the show for over 7 years now, so it's kind of natural for me. I just kind of wake up and I'm like, all right, gotta write about an animal today. It's just become routine. I genuinely enjoy writing and I love learning about animals and researching them. So it was just kind of a joy to write it. I did about one per day for around 3 months. I just wrote every day. It was every day I had to write. I had to finish one. Once that was done, it was okay, I can move on and do the other stuff I need to do for the day. I had to get it turned in by mid-March. After that, then it got sent to an editor and then it got sent back to me and I had to look through all of the edits. And that was honestly my favorite part of the entire process. Even though I absolutely loved the writing was really fun because it really helped me identify flaws in my own writing. So it really, really helped me become a better writer. And I think that was so valuable. Like, this whole experience was really valuable, but that particular part was exceptionally valuable for me personally. The editing finished around the end of June, and now it's gonna be out in less than a month. Unless anything catastrophic happens. It took about a year. From when my editor Elliot reached out to me, and they were super, super awesome throughout the whole process. They were just like super excited about the book, like sometimes more excited than I was, and I was like, oh my gosh, like wow. Basically, Page Street Publishing showed up on my front door and was like, hey, write a book for us, and I was like, okay. That's what happened. Chester, don't eat that plant. And I am very excited for you all to see the book. It's really cool. I gotta say, it's pretty awesome. And I hope you're gonna enjoy it. I honestly think you will.